Hello and welcome. I am Rodrigo Torres.
Hello, I am David Straub.
Great. And we're here talking. We've been talking about photography, but today we're going to talk about movies, which is motion pictures, moving
Photography
photo.
in motion, yes.
Yeah, photography in motion. And we're going to cover, we're going to start talking about Westerns, which is a favorite genre of yours.
Yes, it is. Every America's favorite genre.
Oh, America's favorite genre. Is it a an American genre?
Well,
I
in
mean, what
origin,
was it did
yes,
it originate in America?
it originated in the Great Train Robbery,
Oh,
1903.
oh,
That was
wow.
the
So the
first Western.
wow. So the what we're gonna watch, the Great Train Robbery, is the
And
first.
nowadays, Westerns have been made all over the world.
Wow. So like jazz being an American
Right.
art form or superhero comic books being American,
Yeah.
Western movies are an American
Yes. You
genre,
have like spaghetti Western would be a subgenre there. That's
right? Ita
European.
Italian, right? Yeah, but the originating one, the first one was American, so it's yeah. And so you're saying it's America's favorite
That's why I
genre.
just said that. I don't know if that's true, but
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was
I don't go to the movies much these days, so I couldn't tell you for
yeah,
sure.
I think nowadays it's not very popular given
No,
the number of Westerns that come out, right? I mean,
correct.
the heyday was what, the 30s, 40s, 50s
40s,
or 40s?
50s, 60s, into the 60s, when the introduction of the spaghetti western, which kind of changed the whole. And Hollywood was changing then too. They wanted different new stuff. They
Right,
wanted James Bond.
right. Yeah, and I mean there's obviously some great modern Westerns, but
Oh, sure.
I see like I don't know, maybe one or two Westerns kind of come across my
Every year, there's
radar.
one or two.
Yeah, yeah, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, how many were coming out a year in the 40s? A lot, right? I mean, how many
Yes. I couldn't give you a number.
John Ford
You know,
did a lot of Westerns, right?
yes, he did. Yeah. Then going into the 1950s, of course, television
Ah, right.
was very, very popular, the Western, because the studios were all set to make Westerns too. They had the horses, they had the actors, and the movie industry was dying, so they just switched over to making them for Warner Brothers instead of
Oh, for the you mean in terms of the
the
TV?
MGM.
I
Yeah.
see. So Warner Brothers was doing TV at that time
Oh yeah,
because they started as a movie studio, right?
correct. But they transferred a lot of their stuff to
I
make
see, to
to
TV. Were they affiliated with a certain now this is kind of we're getting kind of off on a tangent, but were they connected to one of the networks specifically, or was it
no.
just they were just generating content that anybody would put out, I guess.
Yeah, I don't. I have to really check it out to see
Right.
who played them, what networks
So, so TV,
played the Warner
I
Brothers.
guess Bonanza was a big one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lone Ranger, I remember.
Lone Ranger was huge.
Yeah. Is that
With
considered a Western?
sure. Well, what else would you consider it? A guy on a
Right.
horse
Right.
going bang bang, racing,
Right.
Indian Tonto,
Right, but I mean it's
bank robbers.
he's kind of like superhero also, right? Because he's got the mask and
Oh
he's kind
yeah,
of not your standard cowboy.
it's a crossover. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they had that period was followed by the they quote adult westerns, like Wyatt Earp, The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp with
Mm,
Hugh O'Brien was and that was considered, more fair, not for children so much as for adults, because
mm,
they were good stories. They had higher production values. If you watch back on Lone Ranger, say,
right.
same location often, but
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, I loved the Lone Ranger as a kid, and that
well,
really kind
they
of,
went to
yeah.
Maverick, and
Oh, mm-hmm.
we moved along.
What else was popular TV wise in westerns in the early days?
Now you make me
Oh, sorry, put
rack
you on
my
the
brain. I
spot.
gotta think about that for a second.
Okay, all right.
Don't want any
Um,
dead time. Don't want any dead time.
no, no, no.
No,
Good
no.
point. Um, so westerns. Uh,
Guns,
I,
we get Gunsmoke has to be
oh,
mentioned.
Gunsmoke. Yeah,
Tremendously
TV.
popular for 20 years or more.
Totally. You got it. Gunsmoke Bonanza. Oh, the what I was going to mention was it was also a very popular, it translated to kids' playtime, right? The kind of like the Cowboys and
Sure.
Indians,
Yes,
um,
tie-ins for sales and uh
toy guns and
I have lots
running
of toy guns.
around. Yeah.
Mattel was a big maker of toy guns.
Oh, interesting. Right.
Banner 50 out.
Right. And the clothing, right? The kind of costume, the
Cowboy
cowboy
hats and the
costume.
cowboy boots. All
Right.
very popular.
Right. Did that play come from the popularity of Western movies and TV, do you think? Or was
What do you
that sort
mean?
of uh the popularity of playing cowboys and Indians for kids? Was that
Yeah,
pre-existent to the movies, or do you think that might have been kicked?
the movies
I'm
I doubt. I don't think so. I really doubt it. I don't know the history of,
maybe TV, right? Maybe TV popularized it in a way that was
yeah, but
um,
well, they used to have the serial movies, the
right,
B-westerns, which were not very good particularly, uh, but they created a lot of interest in it. They were also available to kids. They used to show them for the kiddie shows on the weekends, for the kiddie matinee used to have.
right,
You see
right.
a couple of movies.
Yeah, it's so fascinating to me that that's something that went away, right? Because it's not like we go to the movie theater to watch the next installment of the next episode in a series.
Well,
Um,
people do to start Star Wars stuff, don't they?
yeah, but I mean
They even
that's
dress up
like,
in costumes.
yeah, that's true. But that's, years between them. It's not a 15-minute episode every week.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so okay. So the Great Train Robbery. Take us back to, oh, before we do that, I believe that you have a book to share
Oh
with
yeah, I'll tell
us.
you that. Ah, make me work today. This is
Look at the size of that.
moving around. This is
And get some exercise. Edward Buscombe, edited by the BFI,
the
Companion to the
British
Western,
Film Institute.
British Film Institute.
Brits
Eh,
really like westerns too. They
Oh,
did.
really?
Oh yeah, they were very
Eh,
very popular.
is that a still from a movie, or is that
Yes, it
a
is.
painting? Okay.
No, it's a still from I believe the Long Riders.
Ah,
This is a 1970s movie.
it's a great action shot.
Oh, it's a great scene.
Oh,
There's more action going on there than you can imagine.
oh wow. We'll have to
That
look
was
at
kind of
that.
the end of the golden era of Western making.
Oh wow. So tell me just briefly about the book. Um, What recommends it?
Well, it's comprehensive.
Oh, nice.
It goes through the history of the Western. Here we got now the back cover.
Oh, nice.
You
From
recognize, you
right,
will recognize at the end of this episode
right,
the closing sequence
right,
of the Great Train Robbery.
right.
So it
S-
runs through the whole. It has a uh, biographical stuff and long list of movies and little reviews and discussions of why they're important. Oh, look, there's how it relates to politics and like. Here we got Pancho Villa and
Oh my
Emilio
gosh.
Zapata in that picture.
Wow.
I mean, Mexico had a lot of Mexico had a lot of westerns as well. There,
Oh,
the whole genre.
I did not know that.
Well, sure, with the sombrero, what do they call it? I forget now. There's a name
Yeah.
for that category.
Yeah, Pancho Villa and the big sombrero. Yeah. The big mustache. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
my leg up.
So,
Lifting that book hurt me, I think.
oh no. Injured on the job. I'm
On the
sorry.
job, right? On national
Yeah.
network.
International network here.
Mm,
Okay, so we're going to look at the Great Train Robbery, and I have a version of it here that we're going to look at. And one thing that we noticed is that, well, the version that we liked that we picked, it says Great Train Robbery by Porter Smith, and that's not correct, as you pointed out. It was Edwin S. Porter, is that right?
that's correct. Which wasn't even his real name. He changed his name.
Oh,
He was Edward Porter, but he was a great admirer of Abraham Lincoln's Secretary of War, Edwin Stanton. So,
oh.
boom.
So he added the
Yeah.
Stanton or the S to.
He made Edward into Edwin and added to Stanton.
Oh, oh wow. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, people change their names in the movies. You know that. I don't know if
Sure.
you're aware of that.
Yes.
Rock Hudson is not his real name.
Right. Okay, so let me go full screen
Okay.
here
We're talking
and
1903 now, so 122 years ago.
wow, 122 years. That's amazing.
Right.
First Western. So I'm gonna play it and then we can just talk
Yeah.
over it. So there it is. Thomas Edison. So
Oh,
cool
that
that
one
there
says
was,
Edwin Porter. Good. Oh, there's
yeah.
where the James Blair Smith comes in.
Wait. Oh,
These
James Blair
filmmakers.
Smith.
I don't know who James Blair Smith is. I have to look up in my BFI companion to the Western.
Interesting. Okay.
Thomas Edison film.
Yeah, they put out a lot of movies. Starts right away. There's no setup. We get right
It was
into the
very,
action,
very
which
nice
is
effect there with the train going by.
right, yeah. In the
Early
back.
CGI.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause this is all studio work filmed in
Right.
Edison's studio. I think
I
on
mean,
14th Street in
more
Manhattan.
recently I would think it would be green screen,
Yeah,
but I don't know that that was available then. It
no,
might it might be something they might be
I
projecting
think
it.
I think it's projecting it onto
Yeah,
the background.
yeah, yeah, because you can see the edge of it.
Right. Kind of
Yeah,
wobbles in and out of the
jumping.
frame.
Yeah. So they've tied up this guy. That yeah. So now we're on. It looks like on location, right?
New Jersey, yes.
Ah, yeah. So they've cut from a studio to on location.
Right.
This is really advanced for 1903, I
This is
would think.
groundbreaking.
Yeah. You're you feel like you're in the action. Before this, it was all sort of studio, right? And kind of
Correct, yeah.
stage, sort of like like if you were
They did either
filming,
indoor or out, but the mixed,
right?
you know, on location stuff was
Right. The ones that were more like that were like the documentary films, right? As opposed
correct,
to
yeah.
the kind of the
Right.
oh wow. Wow. Gun battle right away. First Western gun battle. Oh, I guess they're stealing something in that box, right? That guy's trying to get
That's the
in.
strongbox, yeah. Like
Oh,
puts explosives in
oh,
there.
oh, goodness.
Little hand
Oh, look at,
tinting there.
wow. I saw color there. I don't know if that
Yeah,
was added later or was
I'm
that
sure
part
it
of the
was.
original?
Hand little hand tinting.
Right. But I mean, was that like, did people in 1903 see that color?
Uh, not quite sure, but it's not impossible.
Right. Yeah, hand tinting was a thing.
Early films were sometimes, tinted in different colors, and
Yeah, look at this fight.
they could do a hand. Oh man,
Whoa.
this is really.
It's
Boom.
crazy. Oh, wow. That must have been stunning watching that.
Sure.
You've never seen anything like that before. And you're watching it right in front of your eyes. So this really changed movies, right? I mean, the
Yep.
way that movies are shown and created, the format of the,
Right. It was an early projected previous day. We had Nickelodeon's where you look into a box and you see a movie. But
right.
that would be individual.
But I mean, in terms of like the storytelling with the
Yeah.
on location and
This
the,
was very highly creative.
yeah. Because before this, there was like the Méliès era that was
Right.
on stage. They had
Correct.
stories, but not like this, that sort of melded the documentary aspect of a movie and the
The crime story.
in the fiction narrative. Wow. And this was a real thing, right? Train robberies.
Yeah. Current and recent memory.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Look at that. A little bit of overacting there.
Well, yeah. What do you want?
But I mean, the rest is like these guys here are not overacting. They're definitely
Yeah.
very naturalistic.
Realistic. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
very realistic. Yeah. just to note that the music here would have been somebody at the actual piano at the
Yeah,
movie theater, right?
right.
With the score. So there was these did not have sound, so silent movie.
That was 1928. It was the earliest. 27 was the
Ah,
earliest sound movies, which was a whole other revolution.
sure. Yeah, so when we were looking at these, we we were looking at this silent, and it's just such a different experience to watch it silently. Oh, look at that. We had a cut.
Yeah.
So interesting now that the language of the film is telling us that we're in a different place
Yeah.
with that edit. And this shot is from far away, so it's kind of reminds me of kind of like the early photography.
Uh-huh.
And then we're
They
panning
were
over.
inventing as they went along.
Yeah,
How do we make it seem like there's a whole, how do we make this more realistic?
absolutely. So many techniques here that we see up to this day. And back to this.
You do hit the telegraph,
Oh,
hitting a telegraph
interesting.
method,
Uh-huh. Oh,
uh,
and there's a,
or coloration.
yeah, kind of like a Little Red Riding Hood character. She finds
Oh,
him.
oh dear.
Oh, she's saving him. Please wake up. Oh, nice. No. Oh, that did it. Oh, now we have a dance. Little entertainment interlude here. Oh, did they have blanks back then? I would hope
Sure.
so. Okay, good. Oh, and this is also a set I'm realizing with the painted windows, painted
Yep.
wood.
Oh yeah. Paper
Yeah.
decoration.
Yeah. Oh.
Quick,
Come help me.
get a gun.
Oh. Oh, is this a chase scene?
A posse, yeah.
Oh. Oh, is this a shootout?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. So I guess the tradition of car chases starts here also, huh?
I'd say so.
Yeah. The pursuit and the shooting back and forth. Oh, is that mail? Looks like
So
mail,
yes, the
maybe.
mailbag, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, they're being surrounded. Wow. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Wow. Did they kill them all?
Apparently,
My goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow.
all right.
What an ending shot. Breaking the fourth wall there.
That was a tremendously successful movie.
Wow.
Led to more more westerns, very popular in the teens. William S. Hart, and going into the 20s with Tom Mix, people like that. And then go
Wow.
to the sound era after that.
Right. The, I think I saw somewhere that the sort of the cutting back and forth between the two scenes was also an innovation of
Yeah,
sort of like, meanwhile, we're going to leave this scene, we're going to go back to this other scene,
right.
and then we're going to come back to
Use
what,
your imagination.
right.
Make it work.
Yeah, which is part of film language nowadays.
You can see how people would be very excited by that kind of new thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you're sort of getting to experience something you wouldn't have experienced otherwise.
Right.
And
Little
the
colorizing stuff is nice. Nice little touch there. Just enough to the gunshots and the little girl in a dress and the
right,
answers.
the smoke.
Right. The very
Yeah,
very basic colors, not very subtle on their coloration, but
right. I'm so curious on whether that was um because I think if we look, I think the other versions that I saw didn't have that. So I'm
okay.
curious about um, when and how that was added and if that would, yeah, I'm just curious about it. I also uh, saw a YouTube video that talked about Scorsese adding a shot at the end of Goodfellas um, of that ending shot of
Oh,
the shooting into the
right. Shooting into the
camera.
camera.
Yeah, into, well, and you're sort of,
To the audience.
yeah, the audience, yeah, as a homage to the Great Train Robbery, because he was saying that there was a clip of Scorsese saying that Goodfellas is basically the Great Train Robbery, modern version of it.
Robbery gone wrong.
Yeah,
A little more complex.
right.
That's in the
Sure,
color.
sure. I mean, very different, but I
The
think
same.
his point was like kind of a very similar story, and that's why he added that at the end.
Whew, well,
Yeah, wow.
best stories
So,
are simple stories.
right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very, very, very straightforward.
So all audiences can appreciate that, whether they were little kids or grown-ups or I don't know,
Right,
he wasn't around then going to the movies, so I don't know if they did they eat popcorn? Did they sit around and drink beer? I don't know.
great question.
I really don't
Yeah.
know.
Um,
But you see all the elements there of Western. You got chase scene, you got the robbery, you got uh, coming to the posse coming to the rescue.
right. The uh the the guy at the beginning getting tied up.
Right.
Well, we see that in the kind of like the damsel in distress uh,
Yeah.
later, sort of that sort of motif.
I'm not
Um,
quite sure what the first guy getting tied up is all about. You know what?
well, I think he's inside. I think that's the train station where they board the train.
Oh, okay, where the water tower is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah.
the water tower. Yeah, it's another big feature in Western movies.
Oh, yeah, Water Tower.
Train,
Yeah, yeah,
train robberies.
yeah. And what movie was I watching where I think it was a movie you recommended where they um were getting to a water tower was part of the plot because it was so dry
Right.
um and
Three
they were
Godfathers.
yeah right exactly they're being chased and so there's sort of all this strategy about we know they're going to go to
Cover
a
the
water
water.
tower
Leave a
yeah and
guard there, a couple of guards there, and
right yeah
chase them off.
yeah so it was really kind of a important sort of um, feature of how you plan traveling through the landscape. Yeah.
Edison. This period when John Ford was a very young man.
Oh,
Or
so was
or
he?
Sean Feeney, as his name was back then.
Oh,
He changed his name because his brother was an established actor
oh, wow.
who later appeared in all of John Ford's movies. He's the old man. He's always the old guy in John Ford movies. But he was a major director in the 20s and teens, and his name was Ford. His stage name was Ford,
Ah,
and so he came on as his brother, being his protege, Francis Ford. That's it, Francis Ford, not Francis Ford Coppola.
right. That's what immediately comes to mind.
Francis Ford is was his own person.
I see. And so John Ford changed his name.
Yeah, I think he was probably in the industry about. Well, no, he was really. I guess when they moved to Hollywood, this was all East Coast. It was all filmed in New York and
Mm,
New Jersey
mm.
before they discovered that Hollywood is wow, really nice place, cheap, got sunlight, it's got tremendous which is another reason why westerns are popular because they had the entire West out there in California in
Oh,
1920.
sure.
You know,
Right.
do as they
Yeah,
please
right. And
and not worry about rain and snow.
oh, during shooting, of course. Right. And I mean, the vistas in the John Ford movies, that like Arizona, I think a lot of that
Yeah, it's
is.
Monument Valley is most. That's
Right.
his famous location there. Yeah,
Wow.
you very rarely see westerns that take place in snow or winter weather. They were just a handful.
Wow. Let me read a little bit from this site called Public Domain Movies. And it says it was filmed in November of 1903 at Edison's New York studio at Essex County Park in New Jersey and along the Lackawanna Railroad and released in
Okay,
December of 1903. The Great Train Robbery is considered to be one of the first significant early U.S. narrative films, greatly influenced by the British film Daring Daylight Robbery, which I don't know
I haven't
that.
seen that
Oh,
one. What's it
uh,
called?
Daring Daylight Robbery.
All right. Well, we got to look up that one now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I'm writing that
Daring,
down.
daring. What did I say? Daylight Robbery, 1903. Let me see if I can find that. Oh yeah, three, 3 minutes. Let's take a look at it. Let me share my screen again. Screen here. Oops. Sorry about that. Here we go. Sheffield Photo Company. There's a guy going over the,
Darren.
yeah, over the walls. It's so different to watch these without the music. I mean, soundtracks make such a big difference. Okay, so he's taking that window out, and there's another guy coming in. This is about 3 minutes. Okay, there's a kid running. Oh, getting the police. The coppers. This is definitely not as exciting, I have to say.
It
Oh, there they come.
hasn't got the music.
Right, yeah. Oh, interesting. Now we're on a roof.
Nice.
Wow. Look at that. Wow, rooftop fight.
Struggling.
Wow. So amazing, all of these things that you see. I didn't realize they went back to so far.
That's the
1903.
guy who fell off the roof.
Yeah. Oh, oh, I see. Right. Got it. Though we don't see it like in the Great Train Robbery. That was amazing how they made
That's a
cha
step up. Yeah,
that change, right? Where
they upped the game.
yeah, totally. Okay, the paddy wagon. But I guess I can see some parallels. Maybe
Well,
they
it's a
watched this and
narrative film. It's not it's
yeah, yeah, and it does have that sort of on location.
kind of
Um,
realistic
yeah, realistic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, great point. Oh, caught him.
oh,
Down. Another fight, although kind of hard to see from here. So how far this medium had come, right? From the first time that we see pictures,
right.
the daguerreotypes.
Yeah,
We're not,
another thing to mention is that at this period, Western literature was very popular.
ah,
It was
uh-huh,
back from the days of the dime novels,
right,
the 1800s, and this is the period of where Zane Grey was writing and novels and what's his name,
right, great point.
Karl May. That was a German writer who wrote novels that were made into westerns.
Oh, wow. The pulps, right? Also, is that what they, oh yeah, look at
Yes,
that. Uh, yeah, the pulps was where the term pulp fiction comes
all right,
from pulp paper. Okay,
that's nice.
that is nice.
That's
But
very
that's
interesting.
also 1903.
Yeah,
Um,
but that was November. Was the they said the
right, November
train robbery was
1903. So that's
filmed in November.
around from watching it and then producing your own. So it introduced many new cinematic techniques, cross-cutting, double exposure, camera movement, and location shooting to American audiences. Yeah, it was directed by Edwin S. Porter and stars Justice D. Barnes as the head bandit, G.M. Anderson as a slain passenger and a robber. Okay, double
Uh,
duty.
sure.
Walter Cameron as the sheriff. And then they have a blurb here from the catalog, from the Edison film catalog, 1904. This sensational and highly tragic subject will certainly make a decided hit wherever shown. In every respect, we consider it absolutely the superior of any moving picture ever made. Nice.
Okay. Don't sugarcoat it.
Right. Yeah.
But it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, totally.
Particularly,
It has stood the test of time. I mean, it held my attention. So
uh-huh.
1903 film holding my attention is pretty good.
I wonder how many copies of that film there are.
Oh, yeah, good point.
'Cause I'm sure it was reproduced many
Right.
times to be sent around to the
To the movie theaters.
movie theater, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they corrode, right? And maybe how many actually remain?
Don't
We were reading here that there's a 1966 Batman show where entitled "The Riddler's False Notion." Silent film star Francis X. Bushman as a wealthy film collector who owns a print of the Great Train Robbery. So, at least in
probably
1966, it
did.
was considered to be very valuable to own a print, probably very expensive.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. People were really interested in that period. That was just the beginning of interest in cinema. 60.
Ah,
When I went to college, and I took a course in movies, a couple of courses, and that was like a new field then of study.
right, right. The I'm also reading here. Yeah, the final shot is paid homage in Martin Scorsese Goodfellas, where that's Joe Pesci's character fires a
Oh,
gun at the
okay.
camera. And also, I didn't know this. Ridley Scott paid homage after the final credits of American Gangster when Denzel Washington's character in a darkened bar fires a gun into the camera.
Huh.
And then it says the 45 long Colt shot clip, which I don't know what that is, appears in the historical introduction to the film Tombstone, as do numerous other clips from the film.
Okay, that's an excellent movie. Tombstone.
Tombstone, right? Yeah. Oh, I guess it was like maybe part of the credits, or the yeah, kind of like
Watch it again now.
the
Now you make me watch it
introduction.
again.
There you go.
There you
Well,
go. Take
uh,
notes.
according to media historian James Chapman, um, the gun barrel sequence featured in the James Bond films are similar to that scene. That does make sense. I
Okay.
never thought of that, right? Because in the James Bond opening, he
Right.
comes
There's
out
always
and turns around and then you're looking into the gun barrel.
da,
But
da, 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 da.
right, but I mean the way you get to that is from he has to be pointing the gun towards you, right? So
Sure.
nice.
Engaging the audience.
Yeah, totally. The other thing I wanted to mention was that I remember when I visited New York in 77, I went on a train ride that had like a simulated train robbery
Oh, really?
component to it. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
It was they had like train robbers with the like the bandanas over their bottom half of their face and
That would be
with the
considered
guns
in
and
bad taste today.
right. Yeah, yeah. But and I in Mexico City, I was actually on a bus held up by yeah, by a group of guys that came in and
Guys with guns?
no, they had knives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So not guns, but yeah.
That
Uh
better? I don't
no,
know.
I didn't want to, really
Either
try to
way,
yeah, fight them. So might as well have been a gun. So
might as well.
yeah, yeah. And so that was my experience, similar experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this has been really interesting.
Right.
Thank you for
Starts our
whoops.
starts our discussion.
Yeah, yeah. Kicks off our Western films series.
What was that song? My baby loves the Western movies. You know that
I
old
no, I don't know
the
that.
rock and roll song, probably 1950s.
Oh, I don't know
My
it.
baby loves the Western movies. Goes on and on and on.
I'll have to look that up.
Look that up.
Okay,
See
wonderful.
Tombstone again.
Tombstone, right, for the how many time?
Such a good movie.
How many times have you seen it?
Probably four.
Okay.
The only
So,
one that I really watch to excess is Stagecoach,
right.
1939 John Ford movie.
Yeah,
Introduced John Wayne to the as an A star.
yeah,
He had been a B actor up until then. In Western serials, there's a whole business in that Western serials.
right. Yeah, I
We talked
watched
about.
that on your recommendation. It's an amazing movie. Yeah.
Okay, well, what do you say we wrap this up, partner?
Let's wrap it up. We have to
All right,
shoot at the camera here. Nice.
exactly. That's nice.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
I will stop recording.